What is up? What's up, guys? Back with a solo stream. It's been a while since I ripped one of these, but week one BR, I was excited. I'm telling you, like from going from best ball season to like the daily season. I don't know. I just had this like feeling 2 days ago when it dropped, and I hopped in the lobbies, and it's just like we're back. Like this to me is my favorite type of drafting. It's my favorite part of the year, and so I was really looking forward to just hopping in some drafts tonight. That's mainly what it's going to be, is hopping in drafts, talking strategy, any ideas you guys have, throw them my way. We'll talk the slate a little bit as well. But first, I did prepare a little something, a little fourth grade slideshow, if you will, to take a look at a few of the winners from last year. What's up, Nez? What's up, Jewish McCaffrey? Legend in the streets, both of them. But yeah, so I'm going to pull up this little slideshow. It takes a look at the first like 4-week winners, just to have some like takeaways of, looking at these teams, and some of my teams, some things I think I did wrong, and some things that maybe I did right. It just didn't work out the first couple weeks. And so let's take a look at that first, actually, and then we're just going to mainly be hopping in drafts, and then we'll let that kind of take the way of how we talk about the slate. But this is week one from last year. Shows my best team, which finished in 13th, and shows the winning $50,000 or $40,000 team. So this was a takeaway I had for this one, and as you can see, I duped first 5 out of 6 spots. So that sucks first and foremost. And what does also kind of suck is I don't have the draft boards, so I don't remember. I mean, I know we were all like kind of believe Juju wide receiver 1 in Kansas City, like good pick. But the first thing I want to talk about with this result is forcing double stacks in these. Now, I'm not coming on here to tell you double stacks are bad, because I don't believe that. But you do have to be a lot more perfect in this compared to like a DFS with a 9-player lineup, right? And so looking at this team, I'm really curious, and I wish we had the draft boards of, did I force the Juju double over much more like better projected players? I can't remember, but that kind of shows the difference here. And that's something in these this year I want to be, better about, and not always having to force a double stack, because I had never really played anything like this before last year, right? Coming over from DFS where you're double stacked and you bring back, right? And that's just kind of the meta. But yeah, that was kind of my first takeaway, just looking at week one. When you have 5 out of 6 players duped with first place, seeing what I may or may not have done wrong. Again, would I be saying that if Juju was the one that scored like 35? Who knows? And again, it's not to say that double stacks can't work, but in a format like this, when you have to be more perfect, I really want to be choosy with my double stacks, because we're going to look at a couple others that did work as far as that goes. But yeah, that was kind of my first little takeaway. Just kind of be cognizant of, how much projectable points you're giving up when you force the double stack compared to, just taking, draft the best players. So week 2 was a fun one. And this kind of goes into the slate of looking at Andrews Lamar, which is going to be one of the first things we get into when we start drafting, because I feel like that's the obvious double stack on the slate, of course, and tight end being so important, because you'll see in pretty much every winner has the number 1 tight end on the slate. It's not like you can if a tight end goes off, it's really tough to make that up other places, right? And so looking at this, these show 2 teams. We know the Miami-Baltimore game went off. It feels a lot like the Miami Chargers game this week. And so that's something I want to pay attention to. And if I'm going to double stack with Tyreek Waddle, I really, really want Tua, I think. And that's something to be cognizant of. I've seen some lineups posted where people got the double stack, but they didn't get the quarterback. And I think in these it's more perfect, because if both Tyreek and Waddle are going to get there, more than likely you're going to need the quarterback. And so look at a couple teams that won last year, and fortunately I finished 6th in week 2. But still was a nice chunk, and the payout structure this year being so much flatter is super nice. Super, super nice. Yeah, first place, and obviously, like, I don't regret Christian McCaffrey at all. I mean, you never regret taking Christian McCaffrey, but it's a real bummer when you see what was probably my first round pick put up 14 and be the reason you lost. But all right, last slide here before we get into drafts. Couple legends in the daily and just in underdog space overall. But again, just taking a look at these winning teams, the Lamar Andrews stack shows up again. Really think I mean, it's so obvious to say, but it can be the key to the slate. And I don't know how you guys are playing it as far as, are you trying to load up on Lamar Andrews? Because they do play the Texans this week, and that's something where I'm wondering if they run a lot. Do they not? Are they not forced to pass a ton? And that could, change the way the slate plays out. But let's see. Tua is free this week, which is nice. But I didn't double Hill Waddle in any of your one. Yeah, I know. Shout out to you, George McCaffrey, for already knocking out 150. That is impressive. I've done 30, I think. I'm up to 30 right now. I do not actually have any Tua teams yet. But that makes sense. And then, so this is one I wanted to point out as a reason to not worry if you miss out on your stack, right? Because Josh Allen here, unstacked, wins. And I just know from my perspective and how obsessed I am with stacking, I almost guarantee if this was my lineup, if I missed out on Diggs and Gabe, I would have just broke a tie to Knox for some reason late, right? And this just kind of shows with the top elite, the rushing quarterbacks specifically, if you not to panic if you get, sniped on your top stack, because we know that these guys can get there without their pass catchers. And I have the stats pulled up from that week as well. Diggs was 4 for 62, Knox was 3 for 40, and Gabe was 1 for 13 against Baltimore. And so, yeah, 24 was a low QB week. The whole scoring was low, with Devontae being in the winning lineup with 15, DK with 18. This was definitely one of the lower scoring weeks. But I don't know. These are just some things to remember looking at these winning lineups and helping myself. That's why I pulled them up. It's just to remember what won last year. And I'll pull up some more. Goff was the highest QB that week. Of course, Hawkinson. But yeah, I don't know. A couple different strategies, just kind of showing anything can work in these. And when it's 6-team lineups versus a full DFS lineup, how much kind of more perfect you need to be almost. Obviously, we see some not top scores some weeks, but on a big slate like week 1, when you've got most every team playing, there's no bye weeks. Really, really want to have to be perfect here. But now we're gonna hop into drafts. Chalk DFS, but yeah, not in UD. I think that's fair. Let's see. Nez, how many have you drafted so far? Crutch is in here. Oh, you're telling me. It was brutal. 16% for me and BBM on Cooper Kupp. Took him as the 103 basically all off season. So that does not feel good to have him on 25 of your teams. Also, I'm going to show you a little bit of my process too. I could be a psycho for doing this, but it just really helps me visualize my teams and know what stacks I have, which ones I don't. Because I feel like you can get in the rut of doing these, and then you've done 30, and you're like, wow, I haven't really stacked up Geno at all in these. And so I am the weirdo who types, this is my player pool, but I like to view my teams like this, just so I can kind of get the texture of all my different teams, know what I'm drafting. And also it really helps me. It could be a psycho for doing this, opens up a spreadsheet pretty much. But I really like to see, yeah, we're just doing Jefferson. And I really like too thinking about the different combos that I have. So sometimes I like to control F Jefferson, and just to kind of see what teams I have him on, because I really feel like you can kind of forget this stuff. Um, so obviously I don't have him on any Herbert teams. I don't have him with Hurts, with Andrews, Lamar. Obviously that's kind of a hard one to get anyway, but this is something I do. Like when I'm just focused on drafting and like I'm sitting down, I'm not on my phone, getting a draft in here or there. Like if I sit down and I want to rip 5, 10 drafts, I really like to have this sheet open and kind of do what I just did. Control F Jefferson, see what I've drafted him with, and really view my teams like this. Yeah. Again, I don't know if it's good. I don't know if it's bad, but I really like. I labeled, the different types of stacks. We've got Nick Lamar teams, Lamar Andrews teams, Lawrence with Ingram. Just kind of looking at like the texture, and I love, Control F for Jefferson, and seeing, I haven't got him with any of these other stuff, and so that's just the way I like to attack these slates when I can. So yeah, I'm a big spreadsheet fan. I make a spreadsheet for everything, and then we can look too. Once I make these next picks, I did like a rough player pool, like very very rough of the players I like. All right, we're back up. All right, and so I can look at my sheet and see I do not have any Jefferson with Hurts and AJB over here. So we are just going to take that double right off the rip. So now I know that is 100%. That's 100% a unique combo I don't have, which I really like to do. And I will definitely put it in here. I'll probably update the stuff later, but let's see. Doing this after your stream. Yeah, I don't know. It's I used to, you could do this with the spike week tool would help it a little bit and show like your combos, but I don't think they do that anymore for the dailies. I don't know. Yeah, I think it's helpful too. Like, especially, I mean, I know it's $5, but you don't really want to dupe yourself in these, and it's harder than you think. In my opinion, or not as hard. It's easier than you think to accidentally dupe yourself in these. I think I will do probably 5 or so of them just for the shot at it. I don't know. It's not. I think I'll primarily be sticking to the battle royales, if I'm honest. I think it's a cool idea, though. So, and again, and something that a lot of people know, and the Badge Bros talk about all the time too. But scrolling down, and we'll take a look at my player pool, like my rough player pool I created too, and just showing like 6 to 12 running backs get drafted every draft. Let's see, 12 to 18, and I think there are 19 draftable running backs on this slate. Let's see. I kind of want to scroll down a little bit. I want to do ETN and Ramondre here. The 12-team drafts are fun. Yeah. All right. I also feel like, and I don't have any stats to back this up, but I feel like double running back is underused by the field. So we've got our Hurts, our AJB, and with our Ramondre bring back. Stuff I still like to do in this, carrying over from DFS, especially if I do Goddard. It's just like a little thing, and I know it's not that important to like you can win without doing it, but like if I double stack, I usually like to have the bring back, just because if 2 players are getting there and a quarterback, odds are someone on the other team is. Now, if there's not like a projectable player, that I really, really love in that spot, I'm not going to force it. But something like where I like Ramondre anyway, I'm going to do that. I'm not going to get Goddard anyway, so that actually doesn't matter. Let's see. We're just going to do Higbee. Like, it's not even going to be a sneaky play. By the time Kupp is officially ruled out this week, thinking that he is I know why Underdog made the pick'em the home screen, but I can't say I'm a fan. I cannot say I'm a fan. Definitely Commanders this week. I've got some of Dotson already. I think I had one. Yeah, I have a Dotson Howell going, and let's see. Do I have B-Rob? Yeah, I've got Brian Robinson on a team. So I'd definitely be mixing in Commanders this week. I think Dotson, B-Rob, and even Howell. Like, he's my last, draftable quarterback on the slate. Obviously, anyone can get there. But I had Howell as, I really doubt I'm going to go off of these QBs. I think you can make cases, and if you're stacking it up, of course. But I really don't think you have to go past these guys. And then, like I was saying with running back, and we know scrolling down is so effective because on this slate, 6 to 12 running backs get drafted. Max of 12 can go in any draft, and that's the top 12. Madison, B-Rob, Mostert is a great pick this week. Always in the sheets. So Mostert, I think, is an awesome pick as well because everyone is stacking up Chargers, Dolphins, and he is incredible leverage on the passing game there. And Jamal as well. I think Jamal and Taysom are both viable on the slate because, with the Kendre Miller injury, which is he definitely out? I feel like he is. Connor Hollywood bringbacks. I'm personally not getting to any Connor this week, just with all the other running backs on this slate and Washington having a pretty good defensive line. I don't think I'll be getting any Connor. I could see Hollywood, but I don't know. I think I'm just avoiding the Cardinals in week 1. I think it could truly be bad. I want to do another Lamar team. We'll see if we get Andrews. And another thing too, I do just go ahead and take my stack here. Sometimes I try and push it. Like I said, I do have some naked Lamar teams. But here I'm just going to take my stack, and then kind of when I'm drafting these teams like this, I go pull up sheet number 1 and kind of see who I've drafted with Lamar and Andrews. I don't know, just to kind of mix it up if I can, not draft the same teams and really help me get those combos, as many unique combos as I can get, is what I'm going for. So we'll see. Dave is coming in with the information. Yeah. How much Michael Thomas and James Conner? I mean, I think you could squint and make a case for Michael Thomas if you're stacking the Saints. Because I do not love the secondary there in Tennessee. Man, I was really hoping to get A.J. Brown there. I think that could have been a fun team. I'll take a look back at see who I haven't picked with Lamar and Andrews yet to get some different teams. Also, what did Paul do? He went Eckler, Ridley. Let's see. I think I'm going to do Waddle on this team. I'm going to do Waddle, Keenan mini stack here. Even though I don't love Keenan as much as Mike will on this slate, just Keenan's spike weeks just seem to never truly get there. I don't remember who had a stat I saw on Twitter earlier that like he's had 1 20-point game his last 2 seasons in half PPR or something like that. It was a low amount. So I do like Mike Will. I prefer him in this format, but it's a new offense. Maybe Keenan truly has just like a monster game. That was you. I thought it might have been. What was the official stat on that? Was it 1 in the last 2 years? 20-point games in half PPR? Or something like that. And I have not picked Waddle and Keenan with Lamar Andrews yet. So I like that. Let's see. Well, I was actually going to pick Ken Walker here. I am going to take the Dotson chalk play on this one. And then let's go find a running back. That isn't. I think Madison's clickable on this slate. I know people hate him, but I think early season after paying him against Tampa, I actually think it's not the worst click in the world. But I'm gonna take Ramondre. But I have picked him once. I like this one. This team feels fun. Again, getting that mini stack Miami LAC with the Baltimore stack, which didn't have a combo yet. I really like that team. Let's see. Are there any stacks you guys are just like purely fading on this slate that like go in a good amount of drafts or at least are not like crazy to just like obvious fades? I can see that. Yeah, I mean Sanders should be a lock for volume, which was the whole play for him. Even in best ball drafts was that he's going to get the volume. He got paid. The coaches say he's going to catch passes. We'll see. Yeah, 120-pointer in the last 2 years. Definitely makes Keenan a worse click than Mike Will, that's for sure. Yeah, it is really hard to click Alexander Madison when a lot more fun backs don't go in all these drafts. But that's the thing, like on these, you just got to scroll down, like make the gross picks. All right, let's hop in another one. I don't know how many of these I'm going to do. Probably like 10. What are some other gross plays you guys have picked? Because I showed kind of my player pool. I drew a red line at London as far as the last receiver I wanted to draft. But I think this next group, like you can squint and see it, right? Yeah, I don't think this is bad. How many Fields teams do I have? I've got 2 Fields teams, both with DJ Moore. I love Christian Watson, though, on the other side of that game. You picked Kate Otten. I respect it. The Vikings are terrible. P. Ryan. I like it. You guys are truly galaxy braining. Like I feel like I was galaxy braining with some of these other picks. I mean, you have like the 7 guys who go after the top 12, who feel and project pretty good. I want to get some Taysom teams in this week for sure. Tight end is tough because you do have like Komet with Fields. I think that's totally fine. We saw him have some big games last year. All right, we're back up over here in a second. I feel weird not adding those immediately to my sheet. I'll have to remember which ones. Not leaving any drafts without equanimity. Fair enough, Davis. I mean, I asked for gross plays and you delivered. No, I'm excited. Tuesday, me and Davis are going to get into the slate from a breaking down the games perspective, looking at plays we like, getting more into the minutia of matchups and stuff, and getting to the battle royale streets with some drafts, of course. Yeah, Davis is going to be scrolling for like 20 minutes just to get down to equanimity St. Brown. All right. I haven't got much chase on this slate. I wonder if I have him. I'm going to jinx it, but I want to see if I have him with Hurts. I do not yet. We'll see. I'd probably take Hurts here. I have him with Chubb. Ridley goes. Yeah, we're just going to do a Hurts chase. We'll see if we get AJB to come back. Probably not likely, but we could do this as a Devonta team. We could do it with Goddard. Let's see. Yeah, this one has been a tough one for me. I haven't taken much of either team besides CMC, of course. I've mixed in Debo a little bit. I have not picked a Steeler yet. How are you guys handling that? Because it feels like a weird game with two solid defenses. I'm not sure outside of CMC, which is we're never fading CMC, or at least I'm not. Even Kittle, the stuff with Kittle, I don't know. I don't know if he's even going to play. I don't know. That's been a weird game. Let's see what K-Town's 54. This is one of those things where, as soon as I picked, I was like, yeah, I'll take that. AJB's probably not coming back. But then when he gets one pick away, then it is tilting. It's like, I was trying to downplay my excitement for him, and then got invested in him falling. Derrick Henry's another one. How are you guys doing? Yeah, we never fade McCaffrey. I have not clicked Derrick Henry a lot in this. I feel like New Orleans has a pretty stout front seven. Cam Jordan, Demario Davis. Pretty solid defense overall. Not that Derrick Henry can't have an amazing game, but he's been someone I weirdly haven't clicked a lot. Yeah, I think it shows I haven't clicked him because I actually did update my percentages to show this contest, and I think I've picked him once with like an Olave team. Jeez, Devontae Adams is falling. I wonder if they'll let Devonta Smith come back to me, and I take Adams. I think I'm gonna risk it, and at worst case, we have a naked Hurts team. But I'm taking Adams. I know Patrick Surtain's good. I know the Broncos have a solid defense, but I usually don't fade elite talents because of wide receiver cornerback matchups. That can actually get you in serious trouble. So we're definitely hoping for Devonta here. Yeah, like I said, if we don't get him, we'll just go naked Hurts. And Devonta does go. Not the worst case. Jalen Hurts can have a good game without them getting there. He's in this lineup. He's gonna rush like 3 rushing TDs. Yeah, this team does feel good. That's where last year, I might have even forced a double tight end, and I know it was successful a couple times, but it's not something I'm outwardly looking to do. Dobbins versus Houston is nice. Let's see. ETN versus Indy. I really have wanted to attack that. Could go back to the Ramondre Will. I'm actually gonna do a Dobbins. Let's say they run it. Leverage off the Andrews Lamar teams. We got leverage with Hurts instead of Lamar, Hawkinson instead of Andrews, and getting Dobbins. I like that a lot. Yeah, no Burrow yet. It's not an intentional fade. I don't know. That game, I'm afraid that game's going to end up I don't know, slower than people think. The Browns have a really good defense. I'm not intentionally fading them. I will end up with Burrow teams when I'm done with all my drafts. But yeah, weirdly, I don't have Burrow yet. I will say too, I haven't got that much Chase. I don't think. Let me look and see. Yeah, I only had 2 Chase teams. Wait, no, I have a Burrow team. But yeah, I only had 2 Chase teams so far out of 30. So not a huge reason to go for Burrow yet. Let's see. Do I want a receiver? Let's see. Ramondre for the bring back. You know what? We're going to double leverage this with Mostert. I might have just made a good team gross, but we're playing against the the Lamar Andrews and the Miami LAC with this team, taking everything around it. Got it unstacked Hurts. We got Snipes. Not the worst. I don't know. I like the game theory of this team a lot. This is a fun one that I think randomly could hit. I'm usually in the 50 to 100 range of these. Really just kind of depends on how much time I have. But yeah, 50 to 100 is what I like to do. We'll see how many I can get in. Week 1's making me want to max it, but I don't know. I don't know if I'll have the time to max it. But yeah, let's see. My Burrow Chase, AJB Devonta, Higbee Walker. I really want to attack Seattle a lot, all different ways. Ken Walker and the passing game. I've got my one Lockett team. I'd like to get a little bit more of him. Let's see. I like these though. All right, we're in. One 5 1 6. Trying to remember. Yeah, have you guys drafted any of the receivers I have past my red line of I feel like I'm stopping at London. I actually don't know if I'm gonna take Zay. Or how are you guys handling the Baltimore receivers? To me, it feels I know it's really good leverage on Andrews, but I also think all 3 could just cannibalize each other, and I don't know if I'm gonna force mixing in some of those or not. That's something I haven't decided yet. I haven't picked any Baltimore receivers yet. Let's see. Same thing for the tight ends. I broke them into don't care if they're stacked versus stacked, but some of these I think you can mix in, especially Taysom. Obviously, he doesn't belong in the He's his own thing. Chig, another guy, just like an archetype in this type of format. I really want to target. Just tight end is so gross, and like the archetype of a guy who can truly break a long touchdown at tight end. You grab Van Jeff once. I like it. I think he's viable. Yeah, with no Cup, we know he can be a deep shot guy, and maybe he earns a little bit more volume. I don't think that's worse. All right, we're getting another chase team. Lamar. Yeah, all right, we're just taking Eckler. I know for a fact I do not have that combo yet. Let's see the teams everyone else is building. Bottle. I really like trying to push the Lamar Andrews when you can. Because I have, you always like are jealous of rosters you see on Twitter where you see like a Chase Lamar Andrews. I've seen an Eckler Lamar Andrews, Tyreek. I mean, just knowing that some of those teams are out there. I think if you can get in the right room and push it, it's definitely worth trying because either player, your lineup's not devastated if you don't get the other one. So I think trying to push it some is fun in these. Also, like the slate is also so deep that just taking the stack and figuring out the rest of the team is also not bad. Like I don't feel like you're giving up that much upside doing that. Where on some slates you kind of are. All right, Eckler Chase. Let's go. Herbert's already gone. I'm going Ridley. Yeah, 2 a.m. Backs. Yeah, I feel like it's 2 a.m. with the freaks or it's a full red badge room. I feel like sometimes like you can push the stack if you get the right room of people who are staying in their lane and focusing on their stacks, but it is harder with both of those since both can get there without the other. Yeah, Bateman and Addison I think is good. I like Bateman. Let's see. I'm just gonna wrap up Trevor here on this stack. I don't think we need I love DK this week. All Seattle really, like I just said. I need to look and see what the latest on Kittle is because he is someone I have only clicked a couple times. Because I think I saw some tweet that said he was pretty questionable. But I don't know. Let's see, Devonta goes. All right, let me take a look at my Trevor teams and see. Oh, yeah, Kittle should have a permanent. All right. So we know we don't have Trevor with Jamar Chase yet, so we know that's totally a unique combo for us. Let's see. Yeah, this is a pretty unique team. We have him with Eckler, Metcalf, Higbee. All right. Yeah, he should have a permanent queue. Let's see. I could do Keenan. Don't want to do Keenan here. I haven't done a Trevor double stack yet, so I'm thinking about doing that. Let's see. Actually, I'm just going to take Higbee. And then I think I might take Lockett on this team. either Lockett or Kirk to do my double. I haven't done yet. Or I could just set up the mini with Coop. I think I want to get one of these 3 guys. Yeah, let me look up what the latest on Kittle is. Let's see if I can find it in a minute. We are on the clock. Probably going to get more opportunities to do. I'm actually just going to do Amari here for that. The mini stack with Chase. I like that one. Cincy secondary should be the weakest part of their defense. I really like Amari to have a big game this week. All right, let's see how many we've done. Get over. So that should be 34. Let's definitely do one more of these. And then I might hop in one of the my first of the Miami drafts and just kind of see what that's all about. What about the primetime slate? Have you guys drafted any of it? The 2-gamer for Thursday? I have not done that. My focus has been all on the Battle Royale so far. Just some Battle Royales. They're the most fun to me, personally. I also just prefer the $5 versus the 10. I know it's like minuscule in the grand scheme of things, but I don't know. Something just about being able to fire double the amount of teams. Because in this type of slate, like I really do want to do volume. If I can, again, I'm not saying like you can't win this without playing volume, but I do think it really helps when you can just account for so many different scenarios. And that's why like at the 10, I don't know. I've been taking Tyreek too. That's probably why I only have the one Burrow team. It's because I am buying into like it's the highest point total on the slate. Should be a fast-paced game as well. And I'm really I'm in on Tyreek as the 2 this week. But I'm glad my last few drafts have allowed me to get some of Chase. All right, Ridley. All right, gonna go back to the sheet again. See what I've got with Tyreek. Don't have him filled DJ Moore. Got a team with Hurts, Sean Howell, Bro Chase. All right, I would love to get the Hurts AJB again with Tyreek. I'm gonna try it with Hurts, knowing I can get other stacking partners, which I think I actually do have. I had that combo, right? Yeah, I have one. Dobbins HB, Mike Will, Higbee. All right, good. I'll get it with something else this time. This is actually going to be a very similar team to the one I just did. All right, Pitts goes early. You know what? Let's do Derek on this one. I haven't clicked him much. I'm pretty sure I know I don't have him with Hurts. Yeah, my only Henry team is with Gino. I think I do. Like, I've noticed my first 30. Like, I've scrolled down some, but like some of these other guys we were talking about being such good plays, or not even like great plays, but like draftable plays. Like Drake London, I've done once. Rashad White's not bad against that Minnesota defense. I've got some Sam Howell, like Jamal being the only running back for New Orleans this week, pretty much. Yeah, I don't know. I'll try and scroll down a little bit better. Olave goes. I think I am going to just force Devonta Smith this time because there's no one that I want as much. Like, what do they have? They have Jefferson. I am thinking about doing Hawkinson and pushing Devonta Smith again. Well, they took Pitts, though, so it'd probably be more. I don't know. They have Pitts and a Philly receiver. I would like to get Hawkinson. Let's see what they do. Hopefully they don't snipe my Devonta. Okay. I am just... Oof. What you guys do here? Because they have a Philly receiver and a tight end. I'm wondering what they're more likely to snipe from me. I think I would prefer having Devonta. We'll see. Yeah. So we get our tight end we wanted anyway. I'll take that. Tyreek Devonta. What the Tampa receivers or something? When I was like looking at the implied team totals, looking at the slate, like the Bucks team total is honestly not that bad. And I know the Vikings are supposed to have a bad defense, so it kind of makes sense. And you have to think too, like if Tampa, if they're gonna have any like good weeks, it's probably gonna be early in the season. I don't know. I haven't clicked a Tampa receiver yet with like a mini with the Minnesota stuff, but I don't think it's the worst this week. Let's see. And Ken Walker feels like such a smash. Christian Watson. He goes. I was thinking about taking that. I might do a Tampa receiver on this one, get gross with it. I think I might pass them. They're even further down. Oh, they went. I didn't even see that. Okay, well. Ignore that. I love Christian Watson this week. I think I'm going to do Watson. I've been wanting to get him on more teams as well. More combos with Christian Watson. All right, let's hop into... We're going to end with this. End with the Miami qualifier. Let's see. 12 draft size. If we can get one to fill. I'm not sure how fast these are filling. Yeah, no, that's what I was reading earlier. Makes me want to smash Christian Watson. Not afraid of the Bears defense either. All right, so live final chance, 12 draft size. Let's go. Let's hop into this. 8 people. We'll see how, if this doesn't like start filling, we'll leave and we may do one more battle royale. I am not gonna do a DraftKings lineup today. I haven't really prepped that yet, but I'm gonna do another solo stream Saturday night, but right before the main slate, do more battle royales, and then we can talk some DFS on that on Saturday night. But I am not hopping into DraftKings today. All right, waiting for 7. Again, I don't not know how fast these things are filling. It's time for DFS. Yeah, maybe. I'm not as big on playing a lot of DFS this year, but we'll see. I do still like it. All right, thank you. Yeah, we need 7. If anyone wants to hop in, if not, I will probably back out. If we don't get it to start filling, we'll do another battle royale. A couple more of those. They feel pretty slow at times. Yeah, I have not hopped in one yet, so waiting for 6. I'll give it like 2 more minutes. I just want to sit here and stare at you guys. Yeah, this is big. Yeah, but if Dobbs misses though, and he can get like 8, 9 targets, push 10 targets, that'll be amazing. Dobbs in, waiting for 6. Yeah, it's tough because I think Green Bay still has like a really good defense. So I am not like super into the Chicago stacks this week. I think also it potentially could be a slower paced game with both teams running a lot, but we'll see. Yeah, that's the thing. I'm worried about it being a slow paced game, but we'll see. Christian Watson is just the type of guy who really could like break a slate. And so, especially against a defense that I don't think is too formidable, I want to be mixing him in. We're down to 4. We got a couple more minutes. See if we can get it to fill. 3. Yeah, you guys, I might be paying the rake on, or there's rake, but we'll see. I have not hopped in a 12-teamer though, but I feel like I have a pretty good grasp on the latest guys you can get. I have not thought too much about what is GTO on the slate in this type of draft, but you know what? We'll hop in. One more. All right, it did feel. Gonna take St. Brown. Yeah, you know. I wish. All right. Nice getting the 101. That's got to feel nice. This one I feel like you can actually show a board for. Who snipes who? Yeah, it's going to be fun. Let's do it. Let's go back to my player pool on these. I don't know. There's a couple stacks I think I like late in this. Tyreek at the 1. I feel like that is the upside 101 on this slate where you get the game. Q's Christian Watson around 3. All right, CMC goes. We'll do a board for this one. It's a big enough draft. GA goes Lamar. While we're waiting, I am not good at the self-promotion stuff, but if you guys don't mind, throw in a sub. It's free. Just tapping the button. It really does help out. Keeps me and Davis motivated, me to do these streams. Really have fun with them. But yes, if you don't mind, throw a subscribe, throw a like. All that stuff really does help out. Not just me, but all the streams you watch. really is an easy thing to do, and it does help out a lot of people. A lot of our favorite content creators who are pushing out stuff for free, especially like some of the bigger ones. So really easy thing to do to help out. Jamar Chase, Eckler, Bijan, Waddle. Everything's good with his injury, right? It seemed like he's on track to be fine for this week, but I knew he had some time. He was kind of like banged up a little bit. But I also agree he's a great pick. Really, anything in that game could be a great pick. Chubb goes. Hurts goes. You know, I don't know what I want to do with this one. I'm probably not going to do that many of these. So if Andrews is the tie, let's see. Do I want to do that? Actually, you know what? I'm going down with my flag point guys. Give me Calvin Ridley. It might have been a bad pick, but I think I might can get Trevor in the third. Feels like a possibility. So I'm going to try and push that around to the third round, just giving away my plans to everyone in this draft. But pick 34. What's his ADP? Not that matters. 28. If someone takes him, they take him. All right. Well, we are just going to also take Andrews then. That was going to be my other pick. We'll give you A.J. Brown for your stack. That was fortuitous because I really wanted Andrew. Yeah, you got to get your guys. I mean, he's one of my flag point guys, like all off season. It is nervous when you got so many smart people on the other side of it, and I get the concerns with Ridley. Obviously, he hasn't played football in like 2 years. But I'm truly just betting on talent winning out at the end of the day between him and Christian Kirk. To me, they're different levels of player at every level of football they've played: college, draft prospects, peaks in the NFL. And so I'm really betting on him winning out. We'll see. Good thing is it's week 1, and these are weekly, so we can freely change our priors in these, unlike our best ball teams. Fields goes. Love the quarterbacks flying off the board. Six teams to get back to me who do not have quarterbacks. Going to make it tough for Lawrence to come all the way back, but there's so many good back stacks in these that I'm not too worried about that. If somebody wants to make a Trevor Lawrence or even stack him up with Kirk, I still got my bet on Ridley. There he goes. Yeah. That's fine. You know, it's always tough for people to like to resist the top of the board. Like when they're seeing other people go for quarterbacks, you think about filling out your roster. I mean, you see it all the time in like your home leagues and all that stuff too. People just love filling out their roster. All the starting spots. Not sure if anybody's watching it, but I just checked the score. If we've got any college fans. Florida State is crushing LSU. We'd love to see that. Etienne goes, Dotson, Debo. It's already down to Debo. Watson. All right, let's see. Yeah, Daniels is not him. But I would have said the same thing. What's the Florida State quarterback? Travis? He looked shaky. They both looked so shaky in the first half. I know it's the first game, but obviously I haven't watched much of the second half, so he must have turned it around. All right. Another TD. All right, let's see what you're going here. Mike, oh, that was definitely going to be my pick there as well. We love that. All right, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up Cooper. I think he could have a big week, and it gives me another out at a stack. Could do a Deshaun thing if I wanted to. We'll see. Kirk, Gino's still down there. I could do Lockett. So T goes. I was thinking about doing that for the mini stack. I think I'm gonna. I think I'm probably just gonna lock in Ramondre right here. Am I nervous? I'm not too nervous about Burrow. I think that game could weirdly be like a slower game than I think people think it's gonna be, and I know that the total's not bad on it. We've heard some shaky stuff about the way Cleveland has looked, in practice. Again, those are reports, so we don't know how much to take from that. There's a chance they work Burrow back in a little slower. They maybe, they have him checking down a lot, trying to establish the run a good bit. So I don't know. I just I have a feeling I know that's not great analysis that you have a feeling that a game might be a little bit more slow pace, but I don't know. So definitely can tell receiver just rips off the board. Pierce, Mostert. Hey, you sniped me on Mike Williams. That is who I was taking there. I did take your bring back, but I did not want to get boxed out totally at running back, which I've talked about how some of these guys are good clicks, and especially 12 teams, there are good clicks. I actually think I probably prefer taking another one of these running backs over, I don't know. We'll see. All right, let's see what everyone else is building. All right, Burrow Chase got Hawkinson Keenan. That is a lot of fun. GA has Lamar and Joku, Christian Watson, Josh Jacobs. I like this a lot. We talked about how much you like Christian Watson. Let's see what you've got in the one hole. Tyreek, Ken Walker, Debo, Pickens. I like that. Possibly thinking like a Pickett backstack. But AR makes a lot of sense. Probably a better matchup than what Kenny Pickett's going to have. But you got the mini stack with him and Debo. Zay goes off the board. Drake London, he was one of the receivers I was looking at late that I was really, really considering. I think it's probably going to be a second running back. Godwin's going. I don't mind some of these guys at receiver. I really think Madison could be sneaky on this slate. I guess, Tampa, they have Vita Vea, they have JPP. Like, they don't have the worst D-line, that's for sure. Actually, their defense overall should be like solid, even though Tampa is not going to be good. Swift. Probably not. What's this person have? They have Chubb. Devonta. Cornering the markets on Devonta's. Going for the cup dart throw. Yeah, Lockett's already gone, so I think I'm just going to lock up Deshaun. Got one person without a QB. I don't know what they're just taking Geno. I probably could push this then. I don't think I'll need to. I'm just going to take him. I'm assuming this person's just grabbing Geno. Running backs, receivers. I mean, Deontay, probably not bad. I mean, Hopkins in game 1. Maybe Trail. I don't know, though. I'm not huge on that. Talked about the Tampa receivers not being that bad at clicks. Sutton. No Judy. He could be fine. Jamal goes like that. All right, I'm just taking Brian Robinson. Give me the 2 1-yard TDs in this game. Against Arizona. Let's get him a 100-yard game. Let's get him 2 touchdowns on the ground, and let's go to Miami. I think this is a pretty solid team for a 12-team draft. I do think getting elite tight end in this, could be really big. Again, they have to perform, but feels really good to me. So I'm trying to see which. Basically, everyone but 2. I just have no clue who their tight ends are going to be. Especially, yeah, I mean, the Hunter Henry pick makes sense, but especially, looking at what you're left with if you don't get one of, the top 4 or 5 in this. I mean, Hunter Henry, Everett, I mean, all these guys, you can, and we know tight end is so touchdown dependent. But I think if I do more of these, I'm really going to prioritize the elite tight end. I don't know. This was fun, though. I like that team. I like doing the 12-team drafts. I'm not sure how many I'm going to do of the Miami stuff, but it was fun. All right, guys. Got about an hour in. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. It's a lot of fun. I'm so happy Battle Royale season is back. It's truly my favorite type of fantasy, the daily stuff. We'll do some DFS stuff too on the weekend. Plan to do solo streams kind of whenever I feel, but definitely I would like to do them all the night before the slate because I still plan to have Battle Royales to draft, 20 or so the night before, depending on how many I do each week. Probably not going to max every time. But yeah, I like this format. I'm happy, 1 week until the season. Can't wait. It's been a long off season, hundreds of drafts in best ball, but we're finally here. We made it. Excited to get into the season. But yeah, you guys hang with me. We'll be back Tuesday night, me and Davis, taking a deeper look at the games and some of the matchups and what we really want to target, getting more into the nitty-gritty. Tonight was just drafts. And that's what a lot of my solo streams are going to be, talking the slate through drafting. But yeah, thank you guys for hanging out. We'll be back Tuesday.